What is going on, Geeks and Gamers? Welcome to Geeks and Gamers Daily. Right off the bat, right as we started, right as we pushed go live, not only was Jay laughing in the background and trying to make some random comment about his hair right before we went live, but Gremlin with 50 gift memberships that just got dropped. Holy shit.
God.
That's crazy, Gremlin. Thank you so much for
Thank
50
you.
gift memberships.
Everyone in the chat's like, Ryan is patiently waiting for Jay. Jay's making him late. I'm like, man, I was here on time.
Jay was here. It was good. I was actually just finishing titling a video for me before we went live. That's all. That's all I was doing. So
I was talking about my haircut. I was like, yeah, I got my haircut this morning, so I wouldn't be late. And then he hit the live button. It's like, oh.
You got your haircut this morning before this?
I usually get it at 8 a.m. Yeah, right when they open.
That's an early one. So let's see it again. Show everybody what you just looks like.
Just cut it off, man. Summertime, gotta shave it down.
Didn't you just commit to a mullet or something?
No, that was Beardo. I committed to the Halcyon tattoo. I was like, I'm gonna get the Star Cruiser tattoo somewhere. We got to pick a perfect place. That Halcyon has brought me thousands of dollars, subscribers, notoriety. It's the least I could do for its memory somewhere. So maybe on the bottom of my foot, I'll get it there.
So you're just stepping on it every step. Yeah. You're just stepping on the Star Cruiser.
Since that's what they're saying I do in my videos anyway, so it's just fitting. So
pretty much. Well, anyway, chat, welcome to the Geeks and Gamers Daily Stream. Jeremy is not here. Jeremy is busy today, but the show must go on. So luckily, we have Drunk 3PO here. Are you excited? Are you ready to rock and roll with your coffee brand coffee cup?
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like a billboard. I got Project Egg Roll shirt on, the clamshells on my head, the coffee brand coffee mug. Dear God.
Welcome to Rebellion back in your
I know, it's like everywhere.
neon.
Jeez. It's freaking, I feel like a billboard today. I should probably change, but it's too late.
Well, I figured since Jay's here today, we had to talk at least a little bit about Star Wars, and there just happened to be a crazy rumor that just came out about Disney Star Wars that we'll go over today. We've also got more Little Mermaid topics because there was a story that came out about Halle Bailey, and Jay hadn't heard of it yet. So we're going to take a look at this. And I needed a translator because I know Jay speaks Spanish, so I needed a translator for this. That's why Jay's really here, because apparently the star of The Little Mermaid didn't like going to Mexico and being asked about her race, even though that's all she's talked about.
So that's all everyone's talking about with this thing. That's it. That's how they're promoting it. That's how they're doing it. I mean, it's bizarre, man, except maybe in China.
Well, in China, I think that might have something to do with the low ticket sales. Just a guess.
True.
Just a guess.
Well, I think they tried to make her blue in the China posters so they could get that Avatar money, since Avatar did well over there. So they're like, look, more blue people, everyone. Just like Avatar. You went and saw Avatar. Come see the continued adventures of a blue person under the sea.
It looks like Avatar 3, basically, at least in that picture. And to be fair, we even talked about it on this stream. That's not the only China poster. There's normal ones out there. And that one in China is also like, it has an America release too. So it's just funny because that's the one that got spread around, basically used by China. Like when everyone was reporting the Chinese box office, that's the one that went. So it came big story because shockingly, Disney's done this a million times in the past, whether it's John Boyega, whether it's Chadwick Boseman. And that's why, to be honest, Black Panther Wakanda Forever was such a joke to me when I saw how they were, the reason that they didn't recast T'Challa was so they could monetize his death, like actually monetize Chadwick Boseman's real life death in Wakanda Forever, after clearly not giving a fuck, like covering up this dude's face to try to get a little more money from China.
Yeah. And he died from a virus.
Oh,
I'm sure that went well in China too.
Bro, I thought you were laughing at like Chadwick Boseman dying.
No.
When you start off that sense, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? But then, yeah, the way they killed him off in Wakanda Forever was, a virus of unknown origin, apparently. So, maybe that's why it didn't do well there.
I'd say so. I would check their numbers in Wuhan.
Yeah. But we do have a couple super chats before we get started today. We actually got some breaking news from the Flash movie. It's been a rumor report for a long time that got confirmed. We're going to talk about that. As is Wonky Eyebrow. Member for 2 months says Fitty. Thank you, As is Eyebrow. Chef Nick Nero for 199. It's 199 Rebellion. Jeremy, you're out. Drunks in.
Yeah, I support the merch. That's why I'm in.
I think the thing if this goes well enough, Jeremy will probably just quit.
Yeah, probably. And focus on Trump DeSantis stuff for the next few months, because that's gonna be it's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, I can't wait. Alex McCarthy for 2. Finally, an RK3PO stream. Yes, it's back. Yeah, it is RK3PO back, at least for one day. NCU fan for 199. Damn, Jeremy got thinner.
Definitely talking about you, because you're sitting on that side.
Maybe. Thank you, NCU fan. I'll be your Huckleberry for 2. You got to get the tattoo on your junk, Jay.
Ooh. Maybe near the butt crack, not near the junk. That's all.
I think I'll be real. I think that a tattoo on your dick is like an interesting concept, because like while you're soft, it might like not even look like anything. Then when you get hard, you like fully reveal whatever the tattoo is. Do you know what I mean?
That's why you got to get like words. So if you have like the word welcome, it'll say like wee wee, and then like it says
exactly.
Welcome.
Like that in theory to me is interesting. I just have to find the right thing.
That's right. Have to find the right one. Like maybe even a lightsaber, like when it's, and then the color comes up. All right, there we go.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. Disco Cobra for 10. Yo, Ryan and Jay, I'm just over here waiting on the PlayStation Showcase today. Just in case anyone's curious, it starts at 4 p.m. Eastern. Not sure other time zones. Not really doing much today. Chilling. Well, Disco Cobra, I believe there's no stream set up like in the back end yet. No back end pun intended. But we will, I believe, be live on this channel reacting to the PlayStation Showcase. I think it's going to be, if it happens, it'll be Rolo, Beardo, and Lethal. I think that's the squad that'll react to it. So you might have that here on this channel in just a few hours. And I did see Jeremy in the chat as well. D-Day Cobra struggling with the signal right now, but he's in the chat. What's up, Jeremy?
Hello.
Should we just talk about this fucking news that got confirmed?
Which one?
Well, the thing that got confirmed, not the rumor. The Flash.
Oh, let's do it, man.
All right. So, spoiler warning, even though I don't know if you can really consider this a spoiler, when the director comes out a couple weeks before it releases and says, hey, by the way, this person's making a cameo, I guess you can't really consider it a spoiler because it's just out there. He gave this interview to the media. So if you still want to go into it with, not knowing what happens, I guess don't listen to this. But Nicolas Cage is Superman in the new Flash movie. The Flash director just announced the movie's most shocking cameo that's decades in the making. Now, very famously, 25 years ago or something, Tim Burton and Nick Cage were going to get together for Superman Lives. There's even shots out there of Nick Cage in the Superman suit and all these things. Never happened. Never got off the ground. Never worked out. But there's always, memes and stuff about Nick Cage, or even rumors, little rumors coming out about maybe Nick Cage could be in a DC movie here or there. Well, now it's official. Andy Muschietti, the director for the Flash movie, has confirmed that Nicolas Cage is making a cameo. Nick was absolutely wonderful. Although the role was a cameo, he dove into it. I dreamt all my life to work with him. I hope I can work with him again soon. He's a massive Superman fan and a comic book fanatic. Jay, what are your thoughts about Nicolas Cage actually being in this cameo? The rumors were out there, reports were out there, but people find it a little hard to take seriously. But no, it's real. He's going to be in the Flash.
I think they're doing what the multiverse should have done, like with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange should have had, like, when he was jumping through multiverses, they should have thrown in Tom Cruise as Iron Man. They should have thrown in some other things. Maybe people would have liked that movie a little bit more. But I think that's where they're at with this, knowing that Warner Brothers, like this whole DCEU is going to get a whole new remake and wash and all that stuff, that they're just throwing everything at the fan. And why not? Why not? What is Nick Cage doing? Why not? Bring him in as Superman. that could bring in more people in the seats just to watch the film, just to see what I'm guessing 2 seconds, maybe 4 of Nick Cage as Superman in this film. Ezra Miller's running through time, I guess. Maybe he stops somewhere and Nick Cage just like, hey, what you doing here, man? And then he just keeps running. Like something like that. If it's a cameo, it's something like that. I don't think they're gonna put it in the end. I think they'll try to put it in a spot to try to make a joke out of it all. So it's just a joke, right? Like it's just an internet meme that they're bringing to reality at this point.
Basically, I think what they're trying to do with this is recreate the No Way Home feel that everybody had with the No Way Home characters coming back. I don't know if it's going to be done as well as that, but you got to be honest. The positivity is kind of crazy coming from this film from the people that have seen it. Now, all those people are Access Media. Well, not all Access, I guess. People like Chris Gore saw it, right? We trust Chris, and he said it felt good, but it was definitely a Batman movie, right? And that was like why he felt, like he liked it. But I think they're going to try to put anything and everything they can in there. They're throwing everything they can against the wall. Maybe that's what they need to do to make people forget that Ezra Miller is actually in this movie, not once, but twice. But even people are saying Ezra Miller gives a good performance. The question is all this stuff, the Michael Keaton nostalgia bait, Ben Affleck returning as Batman, Nick Cage as Superman, other cameos in there too, if you've seen people that did spoilers, like, is that enough to make people not care about all the Ezra Miller shit from a year ago?
Yes. Absolutely. I think Michael Keaton will attract a certain crowd. They just want to see him on the big screen again. Even though I've heard that all his lines are super cringe and they're just all like his lines from the past movies, like Michael Keaton's lines. And now people will probably go, oh my God, that's the only reason why he would announce it and not save it, for people to be surprised, is because it's like, come see Nicolas Cage as Batman. Some of you out there want to see it. So it wouldn't surprise me if like some deep, cult fan base of Nick Cage's Superman shows up in their shirts, just to cheer on Nick Cage's Batman. There'll probably be a Twitter trend, just like we got like make Solo 2 happen. They'll probably be like make Nick Cage Superman happen, something like that. So I'm assuming that the normies will just eat that up. They'll eat that up and want to have a good time in the theater. So I say yes.
I tend to agree. I think 90% of the movie going audience, I don't think they're going to sit there and think, oh, I'm not going to go see this because of Ezra Miller. Time passes pretty quickly, it seems like, in Hollywood. And that Ezra Miller stuff is all the way from last year. I don't think it's present in a lot of people's minds anymore. I think they're going to get overwhelmed with the nostalgia and go in there. Now, that's not to say I certainly think there's going to be a hardcore group of people that aren't going to forget what Ezra Miller did, that aren't going to go see it no matter what. I know a lot of people in the chat right now who probably feel that way. But
let me correct myself. I said Nick Cage is Batman. My bad. Nick Cage is Superman.
We all knew what you meant.
It's early, man. It's early. Sorry.
We all knew what you meant. But I think that when it does come to, people going to see the movie itself, we had a lot of criticism for DC and Warner Brothers and the way they handled it. Like, you got to fire this guy. There's no way people are going to want to go come see it. And they're like, well, we're going to send him out here, do a fake apology, keep him as under wraps as possible. So hopefully everyone really forgets about him other than what you see in the trailers. And it seems like that has worked out for them from a financial sense. Who knows what this movie is going to do? I have no idea. There's people out there predicting $1 billion movie. I think right now there's no doubt that right now people feel way differently about this movie than they did a year ago, back when Ezra Miller was in the headlines.
Totally agree.
So
I totally agree, because Jonathan Majors is kind of dominating stuff right now, and Ezra Miller's being extremely quiet. So I agree. And I'm getting roasted in the chat. Thank you, chat. Best chat in all of YouTube.
Why are they roasting you?
Nick Cage is Batman. They're just like everyone's saying Nick Cage is Blade. Nick Cage is they're just naming all these other
Black Panther. They recast T'Challa finally.
My bad.
But yeah, so that was interesting to wake up to. That came out this morning, an exclusive with Esquire Middle East, where the Flash producer also revealed why they gave Barry Allen Latin heritage, which is
just to have a better family atmosphere and aspect So
yeah,
that's why
white people don't give a fuck about family.
That's why he gave him Latin. Yeah, a Latin family.
This is real. This is an interview that came out. The Flash producer reveals why they gave Barry Allen Latin heritage. Latin representation is a big part of the upcoming film, The Flash, now only a few weeks away from its highly anticipated release. The film's director, Andy Muschietti, and his producer's sister, Barbara Muschietti, are both Argentinian. Supergirl's played by Colombian actress. And even the Flash himself, Barry Allen, is depicted as having Latin heritage, with a Latin mother played by Spanish actress Maribel Verdú, who speaks and sings Spanish with her son throughout the film. This was a conscious consideration. Of course it was. So just keep in mind, whenever you see any sort of diversity or inclusion, it's a conscious decision. They're telling you right here. Andy and I are Argentinian. We are Latin. We love our culture, and we love blending it with iconic American characters because that is the spirit of America, a land of immigrants. That's fine if you're making a movie. These aren't just fucking characters that you can do whatever you want with. Well, clearly they are for you. They can do whatever they want, apparently. But that's your reasoning. Because we're Latin, we wanted to make the character Barry Allen Latin. Fucking sense does that make?
Big shout out though to Esquire Middle East for not using Latinx. So there's that. That's my takeaway.
Not surprising.
That's my takeaway. Oh my God, the chat.
The reason they chose to make Barry Allen have Hispanic heritage was because of the familial bonds in Latin families. In the specific case of casting Maribel as Nora Allen, Andy wanted to emphasize the bond between mother and child, a bond that is universally strong, but even more so in Latino families. That's fucking retarded. That is fucking retarded. You know, Barry Allen as a white guy, we just can't possibly figure out a way to show that he has a close relationship with his mother. Go fuck yourself. We had to make him Latin because we're Latin and it's important to us. That's
kind of a stick at every nationality saying your family doesn't do it like our family. So we're not going to use you.
Imagine if they did that for a black character, like a black child in their relationship with the father. And they were like, you know, we just had to change this because we really didn't think that that would be a good enough connection. You know, make them Latin instead. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
That's the Flash producer for you.
It's the crazy things that come out of these people's mouths sometimes. It's like, you wonder if it's real. Unfortunately, most of it is.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Hercules for 199. Hercules. Hail the 199. Thank you. Taker for $2. Jay says, don't be Jacist. Appreciate Jay.
Thank you. I'm still getting roasted in the chat for the Nick Cage. Everyone's wanting to see Nick Cage as some other.
Everyone.
Pretty awesome. I did not mean to do that. So, yeah.
All right. That happens.
Yeah.
Those things happen. Sometimes you say Halle Bailey.
Yeah, I call her Haley. No one's corrected me, like I said, but it is. At least I'm not saying Halle Bailey like I've heard other people say it.
That's how I say it. Halle.
No, like the other actor.
Holly?
Halle Bailey. Yeah. Gosh, I'm all messed
Halle
up.
Berry?
No, the other actress that played Catwoman. She won an Oscar.
Yeah. Is that her name?
Halle Berry's her name, right?
Yes, that's what I just said.
Okay. God, you're confusing me.
You're fucking confused everybody. It's not me. It's not a me issue. Objectively a cat for 2. Greetings, my fellow Biffits of the 199.
I'll never be allowed back on the show again.
Hey, Money Wilson, member for 4 months. Ryan needs to up his game. Jay's way more offensive today. Yeah, Jay's been talking about dicks.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to do that on his channel.
And tattoos. Yeah, that's true.
Cranking the Hog, member for a month. I come here daily. I don't know what to think about that, but thank you. Bruce, we got our man Flash in the chat for $5. Congrats on the promotion, Jay.
Thank you. I don't know how long it'll last, but I'll enjoy it while I can.
Centenario for $5. Yo, Jay. Where the fuck did that go? Yo, Jay, was that a Southside fade? I'm based and hood. You look like DJ Screw, famous here in the hood in Houston.
No, it's not a Southside fade. I still have hair on the top of my head. Have you know what a Southside fade is? It's like where they faded all the way up here.
Oh, like just a little bit up there?
Yeah. It's like it's like a whole head fade. So no Southside fade, just side fade.
That.
Only had Puerto Ricans cut my hair. Sorry if that offends anybody.
Puerto Ricans, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, chat's throwing shade. Here you go. I wanted you to read this. Flash of Redemption for $5. Read this.
Ryan, have Jay read this. Chat, remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp when I was like womp. Chicka womp womp, chicka womp womp.
You know what that's
thank you for the 550. Remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp? Is that Shrek?
No, I believe these are lyrics from the new Little Mermaid.
Is that the Little Mermaid? That Mahler.
Remember
released?
the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp when I was like womp, chicka womp womp, chicka womp womp. That's I got it now. Let me see if I can find it. Little Mermaid Scuttle.
It's on. Just go to like Mahler's Twitter.
Well, we got to see the ratio though.
Oh, I see. Oh my gosh, it's so terrible.
Hey, wake up, wake up, wake up.
What?
Hey, have you not heard that scuttlebutt?
Your butt.
No, the gossip.
I think it's a little bit further ahead. Let's try right here.
Remember my song in the swamp when I was like, wham, chicka, wham, wham, chicka, wham, wham.
I remember.
Is that? It's that exact fucking line.
Who is that singing?
Aquafina.
Is that Scuttle?
That's Scuttle. Who's been gender swapped, by the way.
Wait, Scuttle's a girl? I had no idea.
In this. Yes, Aquafina, Asian rapper Aquafina, who often gets criticized by the woke lunatics for having a black accent, has a rap, a Scuttle rap in this. So all good things for the Little Mermaid.
Man, that's terrible, man. Like that's like stuff you hear in your nightmares.
I know.
I don't know what to think. Yeah, that'll go over really well in China and Japan and everywhere else. You want that international money?
Yeah, I suppose. We might as well talk about
at least it's good for interracial couples, according to Grace Randolph.
Yes. So thank God.
Interracial couples are saved because of the Little Mermaid.
So stunning and brave in 2023.
Yeah.
Comparing like a subhuman species to interracial couples. It's incredible. Great job. Great job, Grace Randolph. But we gotta talk about this since we're on the topic of Little Mermaid. Just to test real quick, Jay, that's flashing.
Ooh.
Does that every once in a while. Streamlabs or StreamYards is a fucking shit
they need a lot of work.
They do. Are you echoing at all when I share my screen?
No.
Okay, good. We had that problem for one day.
We had that on Flashcast too sometimes. Like Flash would share the screen, it would echo. It's weird.
It is weird. I can't believe we pay so much to use this every fucking month, but whatever. It is what it is. Now, we got to talk about The Little Mermaid. From the very moment that they put out the first teaser trailer, it's been getting blasted for a variety of reasons. Obviously, it's another soulless Disney live-action remake. It looks like crap. The CGI looks bad. It looks dark. It looks muted compared to the original. But obviously, the elephant in the room is the identity politics at play. Whether it's race-swapping Ariel and then not stopping talking about how you did it for diversity and representation. Whether it's the changes you're making to the story or to the lyrics. It's obviously a part of what's going on here, which is why it was so surprising to me when I heard this, Jay. Halle Bailey complained to Disney for taking her to Mexico to promote the movie The Little Mermaid. Now, it's not just because she hates Mexico or anything like that. It's because of something that happened during an interview. Halle Bailey doesn't want unprepared interviews after disgusting international experience.
What?
She went and complained to the Disney executives to never put her through anything like this again because of what it meant to her. The Little Mermaid star Halle Bailey recently complained about tasteless comments she had to face during international interviews, asking Disney executives not to expose her to similar situations again. Now, what do you think? If you could think about one thing that's been the talking point for Disney and for Halle Bailey and for everything about The Little Mermaid, what do you think it's probably been, Jay?
Race. Everything's been about race. The reviews, everything. Everything has been about race.
I kind of agree, because when you look at Halle Bailey opens up about The Little Mermaid racist backlash as a Black person, you just expect it. But then of her own accord, she brought things up like this. Halle Bailey sobbed uncontrollably watching young Black girls react to her as Ariel. Come on, let's open up the Guardian here. Little Mermaid Halle Bailey, as a child, seeing a Black Ariel would have changed my life. What about this one? Black princesses are possible. The Little Mermaid's Halle Bailey on landing the role of Ariel and overcoming self-doubt.
What? Black princesses are possible? What about Tiana?
Yeah, like she's the first one ever, apparently. But like, this has been the conversation. It's been all about race, protecting her because of this, and her out there using the same virtue signals each and every interview. It would have changed my life. I feel so happy for the brown and Black babies who get to see me as Ariel. We know she's complaining about now. It's that someone brought up her skin color during an interview in Mexico. Disney's live-action adaptation of Little Mermaid has been highly discussed, obviously, but a recent experience disgusted the young actress, who reportedly came to Disney's high executives asking to never be exposed to similar situations ever again. Wow. She got interviewed on this show in Mexico. She was asked about a variety of things, but halfway through the interview, Patricio Borghetti stopped to tell Halle, "This isn't a question. It's something I want to share with you. I promise, no one in that movie theater was looking at your skin color last night. Everyone, including my wife and my children, was lost in your eyes. Everyone." While these comments were made in good faith, Halle Bailey's body language and facial expression showed discomfort. Jay, do you think there's anything wrong with somebody saying that after she's made it clear about all the things she's talked about with her skin color in relation to this role?
Sounds pretty harmless to me, but maybe because she wanted them to see her race. That upset
maybe
her.
That's why she is upset. Maybe she's mad that they didn't see that she's Black. I don't know. But you speak Spanish, right?
Not fluently, but
well, too bad. You got to today. We do have the subtitles, but
okay.
Gotta watch.
De verdad es un sueño. Ayer tuve la suerte de verla.
Turn this shit on.
Y esto no es una pregunta. Es algo que...
This is not a question. All right, let me get an actual fucking English ones here. I don't need that shit. I don't need Spanish. Auto translate to English.
Yeah, I know, like, ¿Dónde está el baño?
I thought you knew more than that. All right, but here we go.
Que te quiero compartir.
There's something I want to share with you.
Y te lo prometo.
I promise.
Nadie
no one.
De los que estábamos en
now,
esa
one of
sala
us
ayer,
at that room yesterday,
we
were looking at the color of your skin. Everyone, including
mi mujer
my
y mis
wife
hijos,
and children.
En tus ojos.
We were lost in your eyes. Everyone.
Gracias, gracias. De verdad, muchas gracias. Eso significa mucho para mí escuchar eso. Me siento muy gratificada de que hubieras estado ahí, que hayas...
Does she look upset to you, Jay? Does she look offended? Does she look mad?
Not at all. She's like, thank you so much.
The fact that she went and complained to Disney about this, about having to go through unprepared interviews where people might say things like that, is a joke. This is a person who is really, Disney's weaponized her race. There's no doubt about that. But she has been talking about her race and how important it is nonstop. And to have somebody mention it in an interview in a very complimentary way, like, you just gave such a great performance, don't worry about anybody saying anything. It's so stupid that now this is a controversy for her.
That's pretty pathetic, honestly. Well, so what are they going to do now? It's like, hey, you're going to have an interview. Make sure they have the right cue cards and they're only allowed to ask these questions. So we're going to see a bunch of interviews that are exactly the same from every country or every place that she goes. Or people will just cancel those interviews because they're like, we're not going to do this.
It's basically the Joe Biden routine. That's what they're doing for Halle Bailey. Only ask these certain questions.
You know what's crazy? It seems like this is like a Disney playbook. They did the exact same thing with Riva from the Kenobi series. It's like soon as people started questioning and saying, I don't like, why are you dumping this character? It's unneeded. It was immediately racist. You know, no one wants to see a black Sith or Jedi. No one wants to. It's like, it's unbelievable. You sit back and you laugh at this because it's like, no one even said that, but you're the one that's pushing it and you're bringing it up because we have criticism. So that's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. It's like somebody has a playbook over there at Disney and they're like, this is what you do. And if you feel uncomfortable, you let us know because we want you to be comfortable in everything because this is about you, sister. It's about you. I did a video yesterday about The Little Mermaid and we went through a lot of the reviews. And the funny thing is that almost all the reviews are typically the same, not getting it's critics, so it is what it is. But they never criticized her once, but they criticized everything else. And then they gave the movie a high score. It was like, the movie is uncreative. It looks terrible. It's boring. It doesn't fall in certain places. But she is.
But Halle Bailey is Ariel.
She is Ariel, and she is the greatest thing. So I'm giving it a 7. Even though they criticize everything, music, change of songs, everything, it's like. But
that's how all the first reactions were too. When you saw people out there like, yeah, it definitely seems like it doesn't hit the magic of the first one and blah, blah, blah. But, oh my gosh, Halle Bailey, we can't say anything bad about her. She is Ariel. She was born for this role, like stuff like that.
It's wild, man.
Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Maybe that's actually the case. I guess everyone will see soon.
But it releases Friday this weekend. So it's gonna be telling. So if the movie bombs, will they blame it on racism? That's the
1,000%. One. I don't think it will. I like the more I look. Let me look at the most recent box office projections.
The box office projections, we talked about that. The pre-sale tickets in China were only 13,000, which is the lowest Disney's ever had in China.
Oh yeah,
again, we did talk about that. They changed their color blue to try to get Avatar money, but I don't think it's working. So.
Yeah, like there's no doubt it's not going to do well in China. But you know, movies don't necessarily need China to be successful.
That's
We've
true.
seen that in recent years. Top Gun Maverick didn't need China at all. Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. That movie, it was released there, but it didn't do a lot of money. I think it made like 30 million in China, something like that. And no real impact in the grand scheme of things. But right now, these are the most recent long-range box office we got. Listen, if it is within these projections, 90 to 112 million opening weekend, 115 to 143 for the long, because this is a holiday weekend, remember? So you're going to see numbers reported that aren't a typical weekend number. So just keep that in mind. Because they will try to hype. They'll be like, oh my gosh, $130 million opening weekend, when in reality for the traditional weekend, it would have been like 115 or something.
Also, it doesn't have any competition either. Does it have any competition?
I mean,
for like family movie, it doesn't, right? So there's nothing else that other people would go see.
I would say for a family movie, no, not necessarily. But obviously, Guardians is still in theaters. Fast X is in its second weekend now. And the week after this, you have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So, you know, it's not like it has a long run or anything where there's nothing in theaters. But the total domestic number, 271 to 379. Like, if it does fall within this range, I do think the movie will make money. This is a movie that needs to make probably around 600 million, maybe more. If the marketing was fucking massive, which we'll find out soon, maybe $650 million is actually the break even for this. I think we'll probably end up with something in that realm, but I don't think it's going to be $1 billion movie.
I said $1 billion just because, so we'll see what happens.
Do you have a reason other than just because, or?
I think a lot of the normies don't pay attention to a lot of stuff. They just see the Little Mermaid and they'll just go see it. It is a holiday weekend. Box office will be big. If there's not much competition, they'll be like, let's just all go see the Little Mermaid and sing some songs. And it's always like the second week. And then you'll tell if it just drops, you know, like the 80% drop or whatever, then you know that people are like, it sucks. But if it kind of hovers. Also, too, you got to understand, like, this is the end of school for a lot of places. I know in Florida and other places like that, like, school is out by this weekend. They've already had graduations and seniors and stuff. So, like, people are going to be looking to do something with their kids. The next week and the week after, there's no school in a lot of counties in America. So not all of them. A lot of schools go to until September. A lot of them go on a little bit longer.
A little bit in June, yeah.
Yeah, I almost said September. I said they go back to school in September, but a lot of them go into like June 5th or 6th. But with no school and a cheap, you know, it might do better than a lot of people think. So.
Yeah, I don't think, like, right now, I'm not going to sit here and predict that this movie doesn't make money or doesn't break even. Because it's not as massive as a budget as something like Fast X. It's a $200 million budget for this movie. The marketing probably is massive. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the marketing is 125 or 150, which would maybe bump that break-even point up to like 650 or even close to 700. But I think it's probably going to end up in that area if I'm betting. But yeah, definitely, I don't think China's going to watch it. We'll see though. Who knows?
See.
All we can go is based off what the projections are.
That's
based on
true.
what the projections are right now, it's looking okay. It's not looking like a smash mega hit, but it's looking good. But time will tell. Maybe it will get really poorly reviewed by the audience. We've never seen backlash like this, though. You can't deny that. We've never seen this type of backlash for a movie before it's been released. 3.6, what is it? 3.6 million dislikes on one trailer, 2 million on another. We've never seen anything like that before.
But it's crazy though, like when they release a teaser trailer and it's ratioed like on YouTube and things like that, it seems like that's when they turn the book on the playbook. You know, it's like blame racism, blame this, blame that. You know, we don't want to look bad. Blame the people, blame the adults. Adults shouldn't be caring about a kid's film. I mean, you've heard it all. You know, send out the Twitter bots, you know, to praise it. So they change all their avatars to the Little Mermaid. And then bring in the shills so they can. It's a typical playbook, man, that they just don't understand, that we can see right through it. That most people can see right through it, you know. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I think it's all about the second weekend. We'll see if the word of mouth gets out and people are like, "Man, don't take your kids to see this. This is stupid," you know. We'll see.
We will see. Sierra Tan, member for a month. Hi, Ryan and Jay. Ryan, are you going to post more videos on Patriot Outpost? I would like to. I would definitely like to. That's my political channel that I haven't posted a video to in like 2 months probably. The thing is, a lot of the time that I had for that, I've really been focused on this show, Geeks Gamers Daily. It obviously takes some time, some prep work, stuff like that. So, I don't, I would like to, but I only have so much time in the day. But thank you, Sierra. NCU fan 199. Goodbye, Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Yellow Flash 2 for $5 says, I'd like a tat on my penis that says welcome aboard. There you go.
Is that a Star Trek reference? Or just
well, I mean, it could be like any ship,
that's
whether
true.
Like boat or starship in history. But, Disco Cobra for 20. Have no desire to see Ezra Miller in any more movies. He's a terrible Flash and a lunatic in real life. No respect for him. Only reason I'd ever consider watching Flash for the Batman Superman cameos now.
That's exactly our point.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be a decent amount of people who go see it regardless of Ezra Miller.
When does that movie come out?
June 16th?
In June, yeah.
And we'll see, like,
same as Indiana Jones.
The people that I have talked to that I trust that have seen the movie, they actually say that Ezra is good in it, that he is good in what he's asked to do. Now, I have problems with the way they made the character, when Zack Snyder casted him and the things they had him do, even though I think that the whole thing is better than the Joss Whedon version in terms of jokiness and everything. I still don't like him as Barry Allen. I don't think he fits the Barry Allen mold. People are saying it's good. We'll see. Valiantes for 5. Sounds like this movie is more Multiverse of Madness than Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, probably. Hayden, what's up, Hayden, for $5? I want to see Nick Cage's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Aquaman all in one scene. That would be a great fucking movie, actually.
If anyone can pull it off, he could pull it off.
Yeah, he could do it.
He could do it.
Hercules for 199. Nick Cage is Dylan Mulvaney. Can't wait.
You never know, man. Nick Cage takes some strange roles every now and then. So I actually really liked his movie with Pedro Pascal where he played Nick Cage.
The one where all the memes come from?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
It's really it's a unique film. It's a pretty unique film. So
Fictitious Dave Savage for 2. Tim Fox, the new Bruce Batman at the end of Flash. Oh, really? I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know if that's a leak or a rumor or something. I don't know. Butter Biscuit for 5. I was all for Jay replacing Jeremy until he said Nick Cage's Batman. You know what they say about getting up early, according to yesterday's BBC 199. Yeah, what is that? I don't know what that is. People said that looks like you got up early this morning, Ryan. I didn't know that was a meme from BBC. What is that? I need the chat to explain to me what getting up early means. I don't know what it is. Must have been a meme that came from BBC. Let's see. Special Ray for $5. If they want a movie about a fast Latino that doesn't break lore, they should have made Speedy Gonzalez. Yes.
Oh, I would watch that.
Oh, getting up early is rooted in white supremacy. Well, yeah, obviously.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I talked about that on my live as well. That's right.
Okay, Chris Gore. Chris, you want to pop on real quick? We could get Chris on here really quick.
We'll see. Ryan's struggling with me as a co-host.
I know, my God, please, someone else.
That's right. They did say it's like getting up early is rooted in white supremacy. Because that's what they, made people do. They made them get up early to work for them.
That's right. I think you are going to get a Chris Gore appearance. And he's going to let us know because he did see The Flash. Alex Slusher for 2. Thank you. Gray Man for 2. Oh, that's not Halle Berry. No, it's not. Aurora Uplinks for 5. My biggest issue is why is diversity always about color, such a petty thing, not about cultural richness and differences working together? Well, to be fair, sometimes it also is about gay people. So there's that. Jedi Master Lawrence for 5. Sorry, but Arrowverse did it better. 69 Robins, Birds of Prey, Smallville, Superman Returns, Conroy's Batman, Doom Patrol, Titans, Lucifer. I agree. I do think they probably did it better. But let's see what they think or what Chris Gore thought about The Flash. What's up, Chris?
Hey, man, what's happening? I'm sorry. I'm just getting my first cup of coffee.
Hey, you're getting up early. All that white supremacy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I went to one of those, excuse me. I went to one of those fan screenings and literally only 6 of us got in. My buddy waited from 10 a.m. for a 7 p.m. show and we got in. We were told though that I talked about this. I did a long stream with Alan Ng on Film Threat and he saw it also. The version we saw isn't the finished movie. Like that's what they told us. There's like this announcement from the director. This isn't the finished film. And it cuts off before there's a big reveal at the very end. You're about to see basically Bruce Wayne emerge from a car, but it doesn't show you who it is. Meaning, is it Ben Affleck? Is it Michael Keaton? Is it Christian Bale? Is it a new Batman? We don't know because they didn't show it. So it cuts to Bruce Wayne's car comes up, a foot comes out of the car, and then you're about to see the face of who the Bruce Wayne is, and they don't show it. This friend of mine, he goes to test screenings all the time. He said that the movie's about 2 hours and 25 minutes. He said that the cut that he saw at a test screening a year ago was about 20 or 30 minutes longer. And he said it was a better cut. But I will say this, I like the first half of the movie is kind of hard to watch. It's insufferable because Ezra Miller, I think, is a really good comic relief. He's like drunk 3PO. Like he's like good.
Basically, he's dumb is what you're saying.
No, I'm joking. Jay, I'm just busting your balls.
No, it's okay. I freaking called you Frank Gore and met every word of it for like 10 minutes until you looked at me and said, "Did you really call me Frank in front of like 16,000 people?" I felt so bad. I walked outside and Ryan goes, "What's going on?" I was like, "I called Chris Gore Frank." Ryan just looked at me and just literally walked away. Didn't even say a word. He just kind of looked at me.
He's like expected. Yeah.
Now I can't go anywhere without being called Frank Gore. But so the first half of the movie, first of all, Ezra Miller doesn't bug me as much as other people do. Like, I thought he was fine in the Justice League. He's the comic relief. Not everybody can be like a mega Chad, like, Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck. It would be boring, or Jason Momoa. So what do? You get like sort of a slightly on the spectrum Gen Z comic relief, which is the role that Ezra Miller's Flash played in the Justice League, right? That doesn't work for a lead in a whole movie. That's the problem. Is Ezra Miller, I don't believe, can carry the film, much less two Ezra Millers. So one Ezra Miller is the Ezra Miller from the Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League. He's from that universe. I don't want to go into too much detail, but he basically
we could say it, right? Because it's part of the Flashpoint storyline. We know that he what he's trying to do is change time, and he wants to be able to see his parents again. So what it sounds like is he basically tries to do that, and he ends up in a world where a different iteration of Barry Allen still exists, who is not the Flash.
Exactly. And he's younger than him. So he's like maybe 25 in the movie, and the younger version of him is like 18. He's just starting college and hasn't had the event that's turned him into the Flash yet. So like he's kind of in this other universe. He finally gets to see his mom, and those scenes actually work pretty well, the relationship with the mom. But the first hour of the movie is like Back to the Future 2 with two Ezra Millers. One is annoying and the other one is super annoying because he's younger. So you've got the first hour of the movie. Now, so the first hour of the movie, I'm sitting here cringing going, what the fuck? I'm like, oh my God, this is insufferable. And then Zod comes, right? Like, this is all in the trailer, right? So Zod comes and they realize, oh my God, we're screwed. We're in a world with no metahumans. We got to find Bruce Wayne. We got to find, are there any superheroes in this world? They can't find Diana. Superman, they don't know where he is. They find Bruce Wayne and they go to Wayne Manor, and it's freaking old ass Michael Keaton Batman. And it's the movie from the middle of the movie, about an hour in, once Batman's there, it's fucking awesome. It's so, Michael Keaton's Batman is so good in this film. I mean, he starts off, he's like a recluse, like long gray hair, beard. You don't even recognize him. He's I mean, you see him in the trailer, you see a shot of the back of his head. And then he kind of gets back. It's like, all right, well, I'm being recruited to come back. But they kind of have a half-assed Justice League, because when they go to like rescue Superman, it's not Superman, it's Supergirl, right? So
Supergirl, who's probably never been exposed to sunlight before, I assume, in the same way that they did in the Flashpoint comics.
Exactly. So all of that is there, and she's not a girl boss. Like all this stuff, like I mean, people are going to read stuff into it that's woke because people, I think, are highly tuned to that, but I didn't see anything like that. Like the humor is pretty based, or like, I mean, there's a really funny thing where like in this multiverse, Eric Stoltz is the star of Back to the Future films. And one of the guy, there's a roommate of Barry Allen, the younger version. The roommate has like a tattoo of Eric Stoltz on his leg, like from Back to the Future. I mean, there's the one thing that this movie does have, it's really clever writing, but I will say it's going to divide people, because in the end, when you think about it, this movie's pretty freaking dark. I'm talking about the third act of the film. It gets really dark. So the first half, I was not really in love with the movie. By the second half, it just, I thought it really worked, except we didn't get to see the ending. There's obviously some post-credit scenes, and I don't actually see how this resets things for James Gunn's DC universe. I don't see how it resets it, because he comes back to another universe, but it's not really revealed. I didn't get to see, because they cut it off. I didn't get to see, like, where is Barry Allen now? And are we going to continue to follow this Barry Allen into James Gunn's DC universe? Those are questions that will be answered. I think there's another fan screening on June 12th, which is a few days before it opens. You can get tickets for it right now. Like, I think Gary got tickets. So, but I didn't see the finished movie, so I can't really answer the question you guys were talking about. So.
Yeah, I think they probably don't want to be too committal with the ending. I think probably, my guess is that they probably want to leave it open to be able to do whatever they want with it.
Right.
Whether it is a part of James Gunn's thing going forward or not.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks away, so they still have plenty of time to change it. I mean, God, with the first Avengers movie, they added a scene a week before. So I think there's still like internal discussions. And I will say this, the one thing that I do like about this film, there's things people have complained about. The girl who plays Supergirl's hot. I mean, and
Halle,
yeah, and I'll say this, the director is an ass man. There's a Justice. The opening scene of the movie is like this cool sort of Justice League coordinating, figuring out like Superman is indisposed, so it's basically Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash have to deal with a problem, a Justice League scale problem, and they're dealing with it, right? There's a shot of Gal Gadot's ass where literally like her mini skirt kind of flops up, and you just see her ass, and I'm like, I couldn't even tell. I was like, now, by the way, I was in the front row at an IMAX screening. So
that's all you got to say.
You got a good view then.
I got a good view, but then even there's like a gratuitous
shot.
You're
going to see it in 3D now.
Yeah, there's like a gratuitous shot of Supergirl's ass. Like and then there's a scene where Barry Allen actually gets naked, and he's not naked on screen for like a split second.
Well, you just ruined.
Yeah, all the goodwill you bought.
You got to
I know.
You should have stopped right there. Now I'm not sold. But did you see Nick Cage? Did you see Nick Cage?
Yes. It's so fucking good. It's so good.
I knew it.
They show like all these multiverse worlds. So you're seeing other universes with other, they do it in this weird way where it's just like you see these sort of like they're glimpses, like almost like I don't know, like a crystal ball, right? And you see like all these things happening in other multiverses of other incarnations of heroes. My friend who saw the original test screening said they cut back on some actually, but you see like, imagine all the DC movies from the past. It's their references. It's that part I really love. So the first half of the movie is kind of rough to get through. And then once the story starts, which is basically Zod is the big bad. Well, he is I don't want to ruin anything about the second half of the movie. He's the big bad. There are other threats. And the second half of the movie, man, with Michael Keaton, best Michael Keaton has ever been is that Batman. I mean, it's to me, I was grinning. My face hurt from smiling. It's freaking Michael Keaton Batman, but being a badass with like today's special effects, obviously stunt work done by someone who's not Michael Keaton. I mean, I met him at a film festival once. He's up there, but he's freaking badass in the costume. He's badass as Bruce Wayne, like sort of, he's like Bruce Wayne from Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. I'm sure you've read that comic.
Mm-hmm.
He's like him at the beginning of it, like all just like not all there, right?
He's quit. He's done. Yeah.
He's done. It's end of his career.
So you're saying that if you're a big Michael Keaton Batman fan, you're gonna fucking love this, basically.
You will have a bat boner for the last half of the movie. That's all I'll say. So yeah, but so it is a mixed bag because I think that Ezra Miller is a good comic relief, good side character, can't carry a movie. The good thing is by the time we actually get to Michael Keaton, he doesn't have that's not on his shoulders. Then it's Michael Keaton, and the girl who plays Supergirl, she's really good. She's likable, and she doesn't win all the time. You know what I mean? She's not just I've got the powers and I can do whatever. She's kind of, still trying to come back from that. Mm-hmm. So from her experience. So I don't know. I also think that I can't tell you the ending. I mean, I would tell you offline if you want to know, but it's a pretty dark ending when you think about it. It's pretty freaking dark. when you think about like what Barry has to go through in this film regarding his mom, and then a universe where they're going against a foe where they don't have the Justice League and they don't have a Superman. So I don't know. I think it's going to get a mixed reaction from fans. I've seen like, look, I've talked to people who freaking love it. Can't wait to see it again. I mean, I will say I also do want to see it again. I already got tickets to see it on the Thursday. But that's my quick take on it. And there's a lot of other like really cool references and fun jokes and like deep, like the, this is super nerdy, but the version of the Batman costume that Ben Affleck wears in the beginning scene, where it's not just a cameo for Ben Affleck, like he's, there's an opening scene.
It sounds like, I think he said he's in it for like, 5 or 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, that's about right. But it's like substantial. It's not just like, I'm coming on to say hi. So the color design of the costume that Ben Affleck, the Batman costume Ben Affleck has, is from the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns. It's the exact blue and gray. It's freaking awesome.
That's awesome
to see it on screen, and like the short, like there's just, and it's, the movie is very cleverly written. But my thing is that Ezra Miller, he's not a leading man. He's just not. Like, he's a comic relief side character, and I didn't mind him in the Justice League in that role. He was fine, even though he runs. I feel like he kind of runs in a stupid way, like almost like on purpose.
Well, it is on like the purpose of that running. It's not like, oh, he's that's just how he runs. It's supposed to be different because he's not running. He's like actually like in a different like dimension almost. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it is kind of, it looks retarded though. I totally agree with you. What are you laughing at, Jay?
It does. It's like,
it's like,
and there's a couple parts.
Stop talking about me.
There's a child to groom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also like the version of Barry that's the younger Barry. It's sort of an older brother, younger brother dynamic in the film between the two of them. I mean, I do got to give it up to him. They're like two different people. I mean, they have different haircuts, but he did a good job of being different versions of the same person. So, and the way that it's like seamless. They're just in the same room. A lot of movies where they have like someone plays a double, it looks cheap. They really spent a lot of time just making it work.
It seemed like, as much as I dislike Ezra Miller as a human being, it seems like what everybody says is that like he obviously had a lot of fucking work to do on the set. And with him basically having to switch back and forth between those characters every couple days, for obviously the hair, the way he acted, everything. So it was probably a pretty tall task. But we'll see. It sounds like if you love Michael Keaton's Batman, you're going to really dig a lot of this movie. If you hate Ezra Miller, you're going to hate his parts, but he doesn't ruin the movie.
That's the thing. That's what I mean by this being a mixed bag, is that, I mean, to me, like, just as a like 89 Batman, loving that film and Batman Returns, I don't know, man. It was so great to see Michael Keaton on the screen. But the ending is I think it's gonna be controversial. I can't wait for FNT that Friday. It's gonna be
some fights.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be interesting. I can't wait. So, hey, I actually got to do the Nerdrotic Nooner. So, and I gotta get back to work. But I love watching you guys in the morning. It's fun. If I have anything to add, I'll yell and let you know.
Hey,
I got to get you on, Chris. I got to get you on Critics Court.
I know we got to make it work. We got to figure out a day. Because you invited me on a couple, like either last week or the week before, and I couldn't do it because I had family commitments and stuff like that. But yes, we got to do it someday.
On a Wednesday. It's Wednesdays. It's only running through July. We might actually do the final episode live at San Diego Comic-Con, because that's kind of when it comes.
Oh, wow.
So we would do it as a live show and then film it.
That'd be cool.
Cool. All right. Hey, take care, Jeff 3PO. That never stuck. Nobody calls you Jeff 3PO.
No, not really.
No,
It didn't work.
It didn't work. It didn't take.
It wasn't organic. That's why it's like
Yeah,
Frank.
exactly.
Like I'd like legit thought your name was Frank for a second, and then it's
Oh
just
my God. Well, Frank Gore is a real person.
yeah,
that's true. Frank Gore is like he's probably upset now. Like somebody's taking his shine.
That's true. So
I felt terrible though, man. I went and told like how many times did I apologize to you afterward? I was like,
look, that's part of your charm, Jay. Is you're just Jay.
Yeah, just dumb. That's all.
Cool. Take care, gentlemen. I'll talk to you later. Take care.
All right, see ya.
Later. Thanks.
Chris.
Bye.
There you go. Chris Gore makes an appearance. Thank you very much.
He's loving the Nick Cage.
Yeah. We'll see. I think that the movie, people feel good about it in general that have seen it. We'll see how the normal audience feels about it. But we also, before we get to the rest of these super chats, we might as well hit this last story. If I can find it. Jay, there's a big Star Wars rumor out there.
I saw
a big Star Wars rumor. I don't know how much faith anybody puts in it, but we got to talk about it nonetheless. Exclusive, Mark Hamill and Hayden Christensen are Force ghosts in Daisy Ridley's new Star Wars movie. Now, again, this comes to us from Giant Freaking Robot, which doesn't exactly have the greatest track record in terms of releases. Grain of salt, I would think, would be the best way to put it. But the reason I think that this is getting so much traction is because a Star Wars actor actually tweeted it out and kind of like celebrated the fact that Mark Hamill and Hayden Christensen might be returning, and that's Ming-Na Wen. I don't know if Ming-Na Wen knows Giant Freaking Robot, but she tweeted it out, right? Mark Hamill and Hayden Christensen will return. Applause, 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 heart, heart, heart. That's one of the reasons I think that's getting traction. But when you first saw this making the rounds, what were your initial thoughts? The idea that Luke and Anakin might be appearing as Force ghosts in the Rey movie.
At first, I said they can't possibly be that, and I just stopped right there and just said, no, they probably are. They're gonna have to do stuff like this if that Rey movie even is gonna get made for people to come and watch that film. They're just gonna have to. They might as well call Ewan McGregor. They might as well call them all and just say, hey, we need you in this film. We need to dangle those keys, man. We need everybody that we can. It wouldn't surprise me if digital Princess Leia shows up as well as a Force ghost too. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me because I think out of all the Star Wars stuff, if the Rey movie even is getting made, if that one were to bomb and fail, I think that's the big. I think that's the tidal wave that kills it all at Lucasfilm. I think that's it. They have made Rey Palpatine, Skywalker, whatever you want to call her, their star. She's the star of the theme parks. She was the star at the Galactic Star Cruiser. That is the one and they wouldn't budge. They would not freaking budge in their theme parks or anything to add any. They just recently now added Mando because the ratings were going down. So they're like, throw Mando in the parks and see if that helps. That didn't help. It's just Lucasfilm just they have like no pulse of like Star Wars fans or anything. And again, if that movie even gets made, I think they're gonna throw anything and everything they can to get people to see that, so that doesn't fail. That's what I think. And so it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
It wouldn't surprise me if they try to, pull out everything to do something like that. But also, Kathleen Kennedy was asked about the Rey movie at Star Wars Celebration. Kathleen Kennedy's a liar, dumb bitch. We all know that. But she did specifically address the Luke Skywalker thing and said his presence will be felt, and what he asked Rey to do, kind of pushing away from the idea that he would actually appear in the movie because that's what the question was. Keep in mind, this movie's not even written yet. All right? Yeah. The movie's not fucking written yet. It's Star Wars Celebration. They said about 6 weeks, and now we have a writer's strike. In all likelihood, this movie isn't even written. So the idea that people know this or that, I'm always going to be a little bit skeptical of. I think Hayden would do it. I
Of
think
course
that
he would.
Mark Hamill would probably do it too.
Of course he would. And listen, Natalie Portman's out there saying, yeah, I'd come back to Star Wars if they asked me to. And Finn, maybe that. I'm just saying, like, they're all like, yeah, maybe we'll do it if we get asked. So why not?
Oscar Isaacs is the only guy who I think probably would be like, nah, I don't need to. Like that guy's the guy who plays Poe.
Oh,
he's an
Poe,
actual fucking
Oscar, okay.
He's an actual good actor, and like I think he has a respectable career outside of Star Wars.
Well,
but when it
he's
comes
in
to people
Dune,
like,
right? So he has projects. These other people.
well, I mean, to be fair, his character died.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how big his role. There very well could be some flashbacks or dream sequences.
He's in Moon Knight. I don't know if they're making another season of that but yeah, that's true.
Compared to everybody else, what the fuck are they doing with their careers? They'd come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, like, nothing against Hayden Christensen coming back to the film. That guy, as far as Star Wars fans go, when I saw him at MegaCon, the line that he had at his people love him.
Yes.
Like, they love that man's lines were so massive at MegaCon. They had to take him from the bottom floor where all the other stars and put him in a whole wing because his lines were so long that people wanted to meet him. And I'm sitting up there waiting and seeing like people just leave for meeting Hayden for 5 seconds in tears and crying, and just they come out like shaking. It's like, man, these people, like, they love him. And speaking to his manager, because I knew him because the same manager as Gina Carano's, they said he was like, no one competes with Hayden Christensen at these cons. No one. There is not one actor. He said Tobey Maguire on the release of, I think, the second Spider-Man came close, but no one competes with Hayden Christensen. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome, man. Like that, he gets all that love from Star Wars, from Star Wars fans.
Yeah, it was awesome to see, and awesome to see at Star Wars Celebration him get really emotional over the greeting and everything. When it comes to pretty much any rumors about these things, especially coming from sources like Giant Freaking Robot or other like grain of sand sources, it's hard to believe. But I think because Ming-Na Wen saw that report and tweeted it out, I think that's probably why this is getting a little bit more traction. Would it make sense? Yeah, it would make sense. It would make sense for the problem with Force Ghosts is if it's like if they come around all the time and do all this stuff, then when they're not around, you're also going to be questioning things. But for Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker, if the plan is for Rey to rebuild the Jedi Order and learn from the mistakes of the past, of course it would make sense for them to appear. Because this is a terrible fucking timeline. Luke Skywalker failed to restart the Jedi Order, and they're going to try to make Rey do it. Well, would there be any conversations between Force Ghost Luke and Force Ghost Anakin? I don't know.
But that's why I brought up the Hayden thing, because it would, of course, if they threw Hayden in the film and be like, go see Hayden Christensen in Star Wars again, that alone would probably drive a lot of people to go see that film. Rey doing it by herself, probably not, honestly. So like that, and that's why I brought all that up. So it wouldn't surprise me to call Hayden Christensen. I mean, I'm pretty sure people watch the Kenobi series just to see Hayden and Ewan McGregor on the screen again, and it was like, dear God, like it was pretty bad, but still, I think that would be a driving force to get people to go see a Rey film.
All right, let's get through some of these super chats. Marcus Aurelius for 5. Hail 199. Frank Gore says the whole first hour is an Ezra fest. Maybe it is just right to show up for Keaton Batman, then bounce. Cheers. And that's what he told us. Jesse L for 2. Hey Jay, you're my favorite Jeremy.
Oh,
well, see you later.
Thank you.
Grand Admiral Adam, member for 4 months. Despite all the mistakes, Jay is still better than Jeremy.
Thank you.
Flash of Redemption for 5. Ryan. We read that one already. Steel Leg of History for 199. Gonna cook a ribeye, 42 ounce. Be blessed, guys. Holy shit, I'm really hungry right now, man. Too. That sounds good. Bashy Washy for 5. How about a teeth tattoo around the hole? It would look like a monster when rosebudding. I think MCU fan got one. Hey, Jay.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a brutal bashy. Gray Man for 2. Bonjour, messieurs.
Bonjour. Comment allez-vous?
I can't speak that shit. Bull Bear for 5. Chat needs to lay off, you fox. It's obviously a slow news week. Jay, you're doing good as expected. 199.
Oh, thank you.
Jay's Salty Beaver says Moist Isley.
Yeah, Moist Isley.
Scott McKenzie for 2. This is great. More Jay. Are you coming to Dallas?
I don't know anything about it. I heard Ryan talk about it last night. It was like the first news I knew anything about it, so probably not. I think it's more a F&T thing, so that's who you'll see over there.
A little bit last minute.
Yeah.
Aurora Uplinks for 5. That flashing is a sign of a ghost. Haunted website. On a side note, if the Little Mermaid in films can save diversity, then capitalism saves diversity. I mean, if the Little Mermaid films save diversity, then capitalism saves diversity, I guess. Jedi Master Lawrence for 5. Oh, we talked about Arrow doing it better. I agree. Alex Slusher for 2. Hercules for 99 cents. Centario for 2. Ryan, tu eres un gato pelón. Hola, Jay, ¿cómo estás?
Está bien.
Something about a cat.
Yeah.
Do you want a cat for what? What's pelón mean?
I have no idea. Can Jay get Jeremy on G?
Oh, I look like a hairless cat. As we say, thanks. I didn't know pelón meant hairless, but there you go.
I didn't know.
You are a hairless cat. Thank you, Centario. Cage Phoenix for 199. Hey, Ryan, slob my C and take my money. Yes, Cage Phoenix with the old Alphabet Alliance. You're dwindling. There's no doubt about that. You're dwindling. The avatars are taking over, but good to see you still putting up a fight. Dull Life Dan, member for a month. Nice to see Yellow Flash filling in for Jeremy. Yeah, figured we'd get him on the show. You explain that to everybody, Jay?
Actually, it was in Dallas. We were at Anime Matsuri. Yellow Flash had a table, and I sat at the table, and Jeremy took my picture sitting on the table where it said Yellow Flash, meet Yellow Flash, and Jeremy tweeted it out. It was nice to meet Yellow Flash at Anime Matsuri, and all the weirdos, all the people that were overweight and had blue hair, just saying, "Ooh, he should keep his face covered more often. He's hideously ugly and fat." So they just went after me for like a good 2 days. They took that picture of me, and they were just like, "Why would Yellow Flash reveal his face? He looks god awful." And I'm like, these people are like 700 pounds with short haircuts and like big gaps in their teeth. If they smile, it looks like a prison cell. And they're the ones that are calling me ugly. They spit when they talk, obviously, and they've got hair in their ear. And yet they're the ones that calling me ugly. It went on for like 2 days. It was wild, man.
They spit when they talk and they got hair in their ear.
Yeah. And their knuckles drag on the ground when they walk, just so you know.
So that's the history. Let's see. Doll Life Dan, member for said that. Savage Lion, member for a month. Hopefully you review Little Mermaid, Ryan. We want you to end up on the news for your takes. God, yeah, new Flash trailer drop. Check it out. 1 billion film. Yeah, like I'll probably get another fucking what was it? Batman, my Batman review, yeah. Kyle Denson, go ahead.
No, I asked my live stream. I was like, "You want me to review The Little Mermaid?" Because I had no interest in seeing the film, and they were like, "Yes, we'd like you're out of the theater reviews." We'll see.
Kyle Denson, do you think the message protect trans kids in Spider-Verse will get banned in some countries?
Absolutely.
Maybe. Might get blurred out or something. Yeah. We'll have to see. I don't know. Jade Scott for 10. I don't care how good any new film is. I'm not giving them a penny until the people that ruined everything lose their jobs. And if that doesn't happen, I have 30 years of previous movies I can rewatch. I respect it. I respect it, Jade.
I respect it.
John Connors, member for 11, or sorry, not member. This is a $11.99 super chat. I looked at Little Mermaid like any other boy in the 90s till I watched my black niece's love for it. Had me singing along with her. Ariel's skin color never pushed girls away from loving her. It never did. Even
never did.
Fucking Halle Bailey herself said she loved Little Mermaid. That's why she swam. She pretended she was Little Mermaid. She's full of shit if she says her life would be different if Ariel was black. Abreu for 10. Ryan, the Blashman movie is not for you. Okay. Chris Coran for 2. We're still doing this Friday still, right? We're all going this Friday still, right?
To see The Little Mermaid? No.
What? I don't know.
I think he's joking.
Oh, I have Friday Night Tides. Kyle Denson for 199. This movie will bomb after the first week, probably. Raw uplinks for 2. Dear Jay, please do a park visit dressed as a Wookiee.
Yeah, it'd be hot. It's summertime. Whew. I don't know if they'll let me in. I did send an email to the Halcyon to see if I could wear a onesie, if that was allowed. I'd wear my Bucky's onesie if I were ever to get on that thing before it shuts down forever. I think that'd be kind of funny.
Graham Peltake, member for a month. Frank Gore's entered the building. That's right. Gung Ho Mac for 5. G&G J Lee was so bad. Ryan called for Chris Gore backup. Nick Cage co-host next week.
I agree.
Graham for 2. Praying that the Batman foot from the car belongs to Bree. Oh, that'd be epic. That'd be epic. For the Emperor for 199. Frank Gore in the house. Hercules for 199. I believe every word Frank Gore says. Bull Bear for $5. This is my 3rd super chat that will be unread. Still trying to figure out why.
We just read it.
Like on this stream or in general. Sometimes I might skip one unintentionally or something, but I don't see anything. Hercules for 199. Frank Gore, is the CGI horrible as in the trailers? Yeah, I don't know. Flag Ninja for 5. Oh no, hell's frozen over. I kind of want to see the Flash now. Steel Leg of History for 199. Dang, Jay, I run better and I only got one leg.
Probably do.
Angry Yeti TV for 2. I'm pretty sure Ezra Miller's schizophrenic. Just saying. He's got some issues. There's no doubt about that.
Some.
Yeah. King Red for 2. Hayden is the face of Star Wars for a generation.
Yeah.
Mike Hill for $5. Harrison Ford admitted the new Indiana Jones is not so strong, not so brave, and not so attentive. Definitely skipping trash of a movie.
Definitely could see that in the you could definitely see that in the teaser trailer.
I'll be your Huckleberry for $50. Tattoo on your junk. You only super chatted 2.
$50? Nah.
Mrs. Cannoli. Go ahead.
Imagine like going to a tattoo shop and say, "Hey, buddy, I need a tattoo." So it's like on my wiener, and it's like, all right, how does that even work? You have to like hold an erection for like 8 hours. You might as well take like a bunch of Viagra so that they can get it done. Tattoos take a long time. Like this took all day. This is a small one. This like took all day. So it's not like you just go in like an hour, you're done. Then they spray it with alcohol when it's, that's the worst part. It stings.
You could like, I don't know. You'd have to like stretch it out or something. I don't know. Mrs. Cannoli Sasquatch for $199. Gonna stream The Little Mermaid tonight for a review. Help! Can't help you there. You've done this
tonight?
Yourself.
The movie comes out tonight?
There's probably a couple random screenings and stuff. Sandstorm for 2. No Ray Jose. $199.
That's pretty good.
Pizza is great for 5. I like Jay's pirate videos. Jay's great. Not as great as pizza, but still somewhat great.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I got 2 pirate videos in the works. They hopefully I can get them finished before the end of the month. They take a long time.
William Cap for 10 months. Jay knows Rebellion.
Yes. Thank you.
Aurora uplinks for 2. My point was communism saves nothing but suffering. It's true. Omar Pintor for 2. MCU fan called Ray Rye. Maybe he wants to drink her.
Rye Skywalker.
Krylo Ben for 5. Can we just have Jay as a regular kick Jeremy out? Hi, Jay. Frick Jeremy.
Hi.
We'll see. Let's see. Bull Bear for 5. Okay, my bad. Pound it. I'll buy everyone a drink at a meetup.
Sounds good.
I'll be your Huckleberry for 2. Sorry, Jay. It's an old Down Periscope line.
Oh, man. Down Periscope
was funny, dude.
Awesome. They have like one of the greatest fart scenes.
Is someone in the Navy who worked with some submariners. It's pretty funny.
They had one of the greatest fart parts in that whole film. It was awesome.
Sir Hat for 5. I was thinking about yesterday's Holocron talk, and I started writing my own AI. There you go. Very cool, Sir Hat. It's awesome. And I think we're all we're good over on Rumble. We got our Rumble peeps hanging out with us too. Thank you for being here over on Rumble. William Cap for 2. Bioluminescent Packer tattoo.
Packer tattoo.
I thought it said pecker because we're talking about dick tattoos. But all right, and we're all caught up. Jay, what do you got going on, man?
Not too much. I'll be live tomorrow on my channel, so make sure you check it out. And I think that's about it. Might be playing some video games tonight, but we'll see.
Go. And as for me, I don't know. Stay tuned to Sports Wars on my channel. Geeks and Gamers, we got a stream going on right now. I think Side Scrollers is on right now. So go check them out. And then we may be doing that PlayStation reaction later today. So thank you guys for joining us. Jeremy will return whether you like it or not. And we will talk to you later. Peace.
Was I supposed to click off the screen, or are we done?
No, we're still live. Jeremy just randomly popped in.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Hey, Jeremy.
You
We're
just
about,
couldn't stay
we're about to
away,
end the
could you?
stream.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say hello. And Jay did such a great job that I'm never coming back. So good job, Jay.
Well, I won't be here tomorrow, so I don't know.
Sorry,
All right,
Jeremy. Need you to come back.
Yeah, okay. Never mind then. You know, this is what happens. Jay, you never give me anything, Jeremy. I'm never on the main channel. Here, Jay, here's my fucking job. Well, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. All right, then I guess we won't do it.
That's exactly how the conversation went. Cobra Cast, right? You got Cobra Cast in a few hours?
Yes. I'll be going live to talk about the Ron DeSantis, Elon Musk Twitter Spaces live reaction. Maybe Jay will pop in. We'll see. I don't know.
Ooh.
What do you think? Are you going to play games with us tonight, Jay?
I think so, but I might be a little late. I might be like 45 minutes late.
Okay. As far as the PlayStation Showcase, I don't know if we're going to do it or not. I personally can't be there because I'm on. I got family stuff going on today. I'm trying to pull it together, so we'll see, guys. We'll keep you posted.
Pull it together.
All right. There we go. Thanks for coming by, Jeremy. But this time we are officially out of here. We will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye, everyone.